I want to cover 3 tips that I think can be really helpful if you're playing anything to do with online NHL. The first one's going to be talking about editing your lines. The second one's going to be talking about editing your strategies. And the third one is mentally going into a game with a game plan regardless of what's happening in the game. They're all very crucial, so let's just hop right into it. When you're in the main menu here, actually, we'll start one screen back. When you're in the play online versus screen, shows your record, your rank, your competitive rating. You're going to obviously select that, and it's going to bring you into the team screen. So before you select your team, you hit triangle. Triangle is going to bring you into the screen where you can edit your strategies, your starting lineups, all these things. Now, the one thing I want to let you know is I've played lots with this team, so I kind of know the players. I know which players I want on the ice, off the ice. One of the little tips I want to give you guys is if you hold down L2, you go to the very bottom, scratched. It's going to show you the players that aren't in your lineup at this time. Maybe these players were injured, but they're actually just healthy scratches in the game, even though they're labeled as injured. So you can just insert them back into the lineup. And I'll just kind of show you how I do this. I'll speed it up in this part of the video just so you guys can kind of have an idea on how I switch my lines. And you can kind of figure out what you would do that might be a bit similar. So here, I'll just speed this part of the video up, but I'll just show you exactly what I do. Okay, so that's how I edit my lines. That is the first thing I wanted to share with you guys is edit your lines before you go into the game. Because what you're going to notice is once you get into the game, those lines are going to stay the same. But every single time you come to, so if I were to play a game right now and I come to this screen, if it stays on this screen, your lines stay the same. But once you exit this screen and go back to the front menu, what's going to happen is it's going to reset everything. So there's something to note. Make sure you're always checking your lines. And I'll usually just check them even if I go back to just this screen. I'll even just go ahead and check again anyway, just to make sure. So the second tip I have for you guys is to go into your strategies. This is one thing that can get really complicating, especially when you're in the game. You don't have as much time to mess around with your strategies. So just take a look at your strategies, take a look at what means what, and just see if you can match a strategy according to your game style. Everything's kind of evened out. And if you take a look at all the settings specifically, so things like this. So this slider right here says this slider sets the bias of your team's decision to set up in a neutral zone or offensive zone forecheck. Now they just put it kind of at a neutral state right here, but you could set up trap or forecheck just based off your playstyle. These things can all be changed in game for the most part. I don't believe that the power play, carry, and dump can be changed. There's a few that can't, but most of them can be changed in. So you can set just kind of read and see what kind of play style suits you best that you can use this. And let's just go into a game quickly, and I'll show you guys exactly how you can change these. All right, so we're in a game here. I'm just gonna ice this puck or get it out of play and show you guys. So you can change all your forecheck, your breakout, everything. You can change it all in this menu. Leave zone early for your breakouts. It doesn't matter what you want to do, as long as you kind of learn the controls. You're gonna hit circle, you're gonna hit square. It doesn't matter, either or. And you can cycle through everything with R1, L1. You can adjust everything, and then with your D-pad, you can adjust everything. Right or left on the D-pad for forecheck, up and down on the D-pad for breakouts. And that's when you can change them. And then you hit R1 when you're in the menu. You can mess around with those settings as well. And that's how you change it in the game. The third thing I want to talk about is going into a game with a game plan. Mentally knowing, okay, what is going to be my plan for this game? A lot of the time you can kind of establish a very similar play style, but for the most part, you're going to have to adjust based off of how your opponent is playing, based off of how aggressive he is, how defensive he is. Regardless of that, it's always good to have an idea of what your goal is going to a game. For me, what I like to do is I like to try to establish a defensive side right from the start. So regardless of winning the face-off, when I'm playing around in that neutral zone right off the face-off, I'm usually not going for a shot right away. I kind of just skate around to see if he's going to be skating with me, if he's going right for a hit, if he's an aggressive defensive player, or a really backed off defensive player defensively. So it just really depends on how his defense is going to play. That's what I base my offense off of. If he's going to be coming right for the attack, or if he's going to be laying back and just waiting to see how I'm playing. A lot of the really good guys, they're not going to be coming for a big hits right away. They're going to just kind of lay back to see what kind of game plan you have. And once you're kind of settled in the zone, that's when they'll kind of establish their aggressive style, the real top guys anyway. But for me, I just try to make sure that every game I'm going into, I'm thinking about, okay, what what kind of game plan am I going to have here? If this guy's aggressive, how am I going to play? If this guy's really defensive, how am I going to play? Those are things to think about. Those are things to really consider when you're in game, before game, during the game, and in the later stages of the game when things are really intense. Are you going to be good under pressure? Just make sure that you know what your plan is regardless of how the game is playing out, so that you can play the best game possible. Those are the 3 things I have for you guys today. I have 3 more that I want to cover in the next video. I just want to keep these videos a little bit shorter and kind of break them up. But thank you guys for watching. Again, go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you learned something new, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.